All right, big question. How much do I need every month in retirement? Well, we're going to tell you. The new numbers are out. This is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Last year, the average retiree spent $5,000 a month, $60,000 a year. That doesn't seem like a big, heavy lift. You put your Social Security in there, and that seems like it can be done. Now, where did they spend their money? This is interesting to me. 36% on housing, 15% on transportation, keeping the cars going, 13% on healthcare, still no fun here, 13% on food, 7% on utilities, 3% on clothes, still no fun here, and then 3% on household operations. Oh, here it is, 5% on entertainment. That's $3,000 a year. That's ridiculous. Come on, people. All right, so that's got to be something. People come in. Do they know how much they spend per month on stuff to keep the house going? And do they know what that number will be in retirement? And do they think that the fund number is going to be a whole lot more than 5%, and then it gets to be a surprise or even a problem?
I'll say 70% of the people who come in and see us, they know what they're spending on their bills, their insurance, if there's a mortgage, car payment, food, electric, cell phone. So they know that part. I think the part that is always hard to tether money and thoughts to is the miscellaneous bucket. And then that entertainment bucket, which is also the travel bucket. So $3,000 a year, when you said the average person is living on $5,000 a year in retirement, I was like, that's not my typical client, right? Our clients
higher.
That's low. No, that's low.
Okay.
Our clients live on a much higher number, and that's because a lot of them have their debts paid down. But the average monthly cost for their expenses could be between $3,000 to $4,000. So if it's $3,000, it's $36,000 a year. If it's $4,000, that's $48,000 a year. And then again, you need a $57,000 income to pay $4,000 in bills. Right? That's the gross amount, because you got to pay the taxes afterwards. So then if you want to sprinkle in entertainment and you want to sprinkle in travel, you need at least another $10,000 to $20,000 to $30,000. So we coach our clients like, hey, let's see if we can hit that extra $30,000 just for travel. And we'll build in miscellaneous bucket, birthday present, Christmas present. That's part of your fixed asset, right? So we try to coach people to do that. And then we create this other bucket for the entertainment bucket. Some people are like, Sharice, we're never going to travel. Our entertainment's movies, and we like to do stuff in the yard. Then your entertainment bucket will probably be $10,000 a year, maybe. We have some people's like, Sharice, I'm going to do one cruise and we're going to go, do one other trip. So you probably don't need more than $15,000. But then we convince people, by the way, we're really good at coaching people up to go to Europe and do the Alaska 2-week trip, go rent a house in the Keys for 2 weeks and have all the kids come down, helping them spend their money on them and memories, right? And so we like to buffer the first 10 years with an extra $30,000 just on entertainment if we can. But how in the world can we do that if we don't build out a design plan, not a cookie cutter plan to give you confidence and be okay doing it? And every year we tweak it and we make changes. Remember, we are retiring by design, not by accident, not by hope, not by just call me when you need your income. And we do that with our Zinnia 5 strategy. That's our framework. And the philosophy is just retire by design, because these people in this example are not retiring by design. They're retiring by default, and they don't even know what's going on because I can see the math and none of it makes sense. So come in and do the math, because if you do the math, you'll know for sure where you stand.
I know that there's a lot of people that love the stock market, but there's also a lot of people that hate the stock market. They don't like the risk that comes along with it. I love the fact that my money can go up, but boy, do I hate the fact that my money can go down. So there seems to be a nice little place in between for some people. The people at Wall Street, 24/7 Wall Street said, if you want to be in the market, but you hate the risk, but you want some growth, they suggest using a utility ETF. They say there's less volatility and pretty good returns. Have you found that?
That is, I'm calling BS.
Calling BS on this one. Okay.
BS on this one.
Okay.
And the reason why is I used to trade all of our accounts here at Zinnia, and I was really great at sector rotation. It was my favorite strategy. It's actually I love that strategy. And I've been taught, hey, the utility ETF, it is a safe way to go when markets are going down. Yet the utility ETF dropped 32% and stayed there for a year. It paid what, 3% dividend? Who cares? What is 3% to a 30% loss?
Yeah.
That's a Duke Electric. That's a Southern company. Those are your electric companies. And yes, I know there's times to get into utilities and a time not to get into utilities. But if you have a Fisher investment, they're not getting you in and out of utilities. They're keeping you there. So when it takes a dump of 30, well, you're feeling the pain. That's not a safe money strategy. I had to learn that, right? And I realized, okay, just because ChatGPT, which wasn't here back then when I was doing that, but if you look at it now, says it's a safe place to put your money. Yeah. Why don't you look at the charts? Look at Duke Electric, look at Southern Company, look at Next Era. They stayed in the dumps for years. And it's like, where's my growth? So listen, we want safety and we want to build it in. But that is the most cookie cutter design that you can get at a big bank and brokerage firm. I can promise you that we will not be employing here at Zinnia Wealth Management. But we do active management. And sometimes you'll see that utility ETF in our portfolio because the timing is right. And then we'll have to pull it out because the timing's not right. Or we'll have less of it because it's starting to get volatile. So that's active management. So that's different than the buy and hold. So again, build in safe money strategies, growth strategies. And it's not just that basic strategy that you are all used to.
The main thing here, though, is, Charisse, there's different levels of risk in the stock market itself.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like as a retiree, you say, okay, I want to be in the stock market. And you look at them and say, okay, Bitcoin, hedge funds, and private equity. That's not necessarily what we're looking for here. That would be as you referred to, the jiggliest thing out there. We don't want that in retirement, right? We don't want the wobble back and forth and running back and forth in the wind like that.
It's the jiggle. It's the jiggle.
The jiggle effect. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So there are places, though, to go within the stock market that you can find that don't have the jiggle that we're talking about here that might be a little more appealing to a retiree.
Absolutely. And it might have jiggle, just not as much jiggle.
I love the way you talk. It makes sense to me.
Okay, good.
Well, what we want to do is find for you the retirement plan that not only works for you, but is also comfortable for you. Because if you're on your cruise and you're worried about your investments whipping back and forth, what kind of retire is that? What kind of retirement is that? Come on, let's sit down and find that place that is comfortable for you. We've said it so many times today on the show. It's not cookie cutter. It's not going to be what your brother and sister did, what your mom and dad did, what your coworkers are doing. It's going to be what you are doing. And let's figure that out together. It's a no cost, no obligation meeting with Charisse. 833-368-3680. Give them a call and let's start the conversation. Just start talking through what your concerns are. 833-368-3680. Or if you prefer to use the website, it's real easy. ZinniaWealth.com, ZINNIA wealth.com. And there's a gold box. And you'll see it. You just click on it. It says complimentary retirement consultation. It's a big word for let's have a meeting. No cost, no obligation. Let's just talk through your retirement. Again, ZinniaWealth.com.